Hi, I'm Tim from LapsShutter.com, and in this video we're going to cover what to do if your LG Magic Remote cursor is not working and how to fix it at home. So I'm going to cover six fixes in brief. If you want any more details on any of them, then have a look at the linked article in this video's description. So we'll start with some simpler fixes and then get on to the more complex fixes. But if your cursor has just disappeared for you and it was working normally just a few minutes before, then just try scrolling the central wheel of your remote up or down to get it to reappear. Once you start pressing buttons on the remote, then it does make the cursor disappear, but scrolling the central wheel will just make it come back on screen again. If your remote is if your cursor has been gone for a while and you can't get it back, it's very common that it's just the batteries in your remote that are dead or are dying. It might seem obvious, but just try changing the batteries in your remote, putting in a new pair. You can also just try cleaning the contacts just to make sure that there's enough. There's a good enough connection between the batteries. You should also just make sure that there's no stuck buttons on the remote, because when you press a button on the remote, it makes the cursor disappear. If you've got a stuck button that's sending a signal to the TV, then even if you're scrolling the central wheel, it won't make the Magic Remote cursor reappear. So just try removing the batteries, then holding down the power button on the remote for 10 seconds just to drain any residual power, then forcefully mash every button on the remote and just slap it against your palm a few times. You might have to repeat this, and you can put quite a bit of force into pressing the buttons. You won't cause them any damage if you're only using your fingers. That's what they're designed to be used for. But if you've got a button that's stuck in the on position, then just giving them a good press can help it unstick. There's also a possibility that your TV just needs updating. So just make sure that auto updating is on, which is in all settings and support and software update. And you can also manually check for updates there. If you've got an older TV that needs to update by USB, then there's some tips in the article below on how to do that. And now the Magic Remote itself usually relies on either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi Direct, or it just connects directly to a Wi-Fi network to connect to your TV. It doesn't need a line of sight to your TV, but it can become unpaired from your TV because it uses RF to connect. So first of all, check the remote's getting power from its batteries. So press any button and the power light should light up. If that's lighting up fine, then press and hold the home button and back button at the same time for at least 5 seconds to deregister your remote. And your TV should say that remote registration is disconnected or similar. Make sure your phone has got Bluetooth switched on, and then start scanning for new Bluetooth devices on your phone. Press the central scroll wheel on your remote and check if your phone sees the remote as a new Bluetooth device with a name like LGE MR XX. Your remote should also re-register with your TV when you press that button. If neither of these happen, then you might need a new remote, but just try the rest of these steps in this video first. So first, just try factory resetting your TV in case there's any connection issues that need sorting out. So switch off and unplug your TV. Hold down the physical power button for at least 15 seconds. Wait for at least 30 minutes for any residual power to drain from the TV's capacitors. Then plug your TV back in and try switching it on again. If that soft reset doesn't work, then try a hard factory reset. So go to all settings and then general and system, and then reset to initial settings, confirm. Your pin will be 4 zeros or 1, 2, 3, 4 by default. If you have forgotten what your TV's pin is and you can't remember, then have a look at the linked article below for how to reset it. But if none of these tips have worked, then it's likely that there's some mechanical damage or dirt or corrosion within the remote itself. So to fix this, you can just disassemble your remote, clean the components with isopropyl alcohol, and just check there's no damage to the circuit boards. It's pretty easy to do. Just take your batteries out of the remote. If there's no screws, then you'll need a flathead screwdriver just to pop in between the two halves of the remote and pop it open. There's TV remotes are actually very simple. It shouldn't take you more than a few minutes just to take it apart and then just have a good look at it and give it a good clean. But there's some tips on how to do that in the linked article below. If your remote's still not working, then there is the LG TV Plus TV app, which you can download for Android or Apple, or you can just buy a new remote. But check out the linked article below if you need any more help and advice.